What's going on, everyone? Uh, this is Truly Blessed, aka Napoleon Wilson. That's my real name. But yeah, I just want to put some out there for the new drivers that's starting out. Maybe you been in trucking for about you know, going on 6 months to a year now. But you still trying to grasp the concept of how you do everything. Sorry about this lighting, y'all. I'm in the back of my sleeper. I'm in my truck right now. Um, yeah, I just want to, like I was saying, talk to the new driver just starting out. Give you some tips. I don't know everything, but I know some. Being out here for 20 years now, and first and foremost, I want to say this right here. That driving trucks, always been a passion of mine ever since I was growing up. I never, when I graduated high school, I never had um, I never wanted to go to college, for anything else, because I always wanted to drive. Um, I love to travel, man. Love to travel. So, and then trucking is in my blood. My dad did it. Got a couple of uncles that I remember doing it. Friends. But and that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. All of y'all just starting out now. What are you really getting into trucking for? Why are you getting into it? Do you like to travel? Do you like trucks? Because you have to get in. You have to have that kind of passion, man, for driving. To get into it like that, because of all the stuff that we go through right here. I wouldn't advise nobody to get into it for the money. True. We make pretty decent money out here. For not having to go to college and get a college degree, I see we do pretty good, man. Because a truck driver make about the same, about as much as a 4 year degree. Depending on what the degree in. So I remember when I first started driving back in 2000. Well, around 2004, I talked to this guy in the military. He was like a E8 or something like that, and I told him the kind of money I was making every week, as a truck driver, and he was like, "Dang, man, you make about as much money as I do." He said, I should have been a truck driver, man. Shoot, I've been in the military. I think he said, he's in there for like 20 something years. He was an E8, and of course back then, I was probably bringing home $1,000 a week, and so I was making probably clearing about 4,000 a month, something like that. And shoot, man, to my surprise, I think you're doing a little bit better than that, though, especially at E8. But we're just saying, you kind of shocked that truck drivers made that much, But yeah, we do pretty good. But like I was saying, I wouldn't advise no one to get into it just for the money, because you need to have a passion for this. You need to love trucks. You need to love to travel, and you need to have plenty of patience. Plenty of patience, because you're going to run into traffic jams. You're going to be sitting at the receiver, the consignee, for hours at a time sometimes. And it just, then your truck going to give you a problem. You're going to break down. Yeah, so, when you have a passion for it, you can deal with that kind of stuff. Like I used to hear a lot of drivers say something like, a lot of older drivers that been out here 30 and 40 years, they would say something like, yeah, I wouldn't let, people crazy want to come out here and drive trucks now. I want to let my children, drive no truck. I mean, I got a boy and a girl, and I got 3 step boys that are grown, and but I mean, I ain't got no problem with any of them, I don't have no problem with any of them driving. I just, like I tell my youngest son all the time, I said, yeah, you can drive, but ask yourself this question here. You have kids. Are you going to enjoy being gone away from them like I was gone away from you? I said, if you can deal with that, then you can handle it. But, he's so smart, man. I want him to do something else better with his life, because he way too smart, he real smart in the technical area. But anyway, I was supposed to be making this video about the new drivers. Yeah, like I was, you need to, have a passion for this in order to, do this. Don't just get out here for the money. You gotta love to travel. And that's number one. And another thing, I'm gonna cut this video off. I'm not gonna make it that long. I just want to say to you new drivers, you're gonna get you a GPS, which that'll be fine. Hold on, I'm doing too much shaking. You get you a GPS, that'll be fine, but make sure you get you a truck GPS, okay? For truck routes, because man, using your phone, your smartphone, and putting in the address in, that smartphone is made for cars. It's not made for trucks. Man, they have you, boy, you get yourself jammed up, man. You go buy a GPS on your phone. I mean, now you can download, if you, let's say you don't have the money to buy a truck GPS when you first start out, when you first come out of school. All right, well, that's no problem, because you can download on your phone now. You got a smart app, golly. You can Google it. Just Google truck GPS for iPhones or for Galaxy, whichever one you have, and something will come up. And it's like a few dollars a month, that they charge you for that truck GPS. Not much, not much at all. And you can do that until you get the real truck GPS. You could just keep it on your phone, don't matter. But my point is, don't use the GPS on your phone. I mean, when you out there rolling on the interstate, that's fine. But when you get in these big cities, that GPS on your phone that's made for cars, man, it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna jam you. Have you turning down the street where you know doggone well you can't get down there. You can't make that turn. Like it's wide enough. Like when you make the turn and go down there, it's turned to a one-way. Cause ain't nothing else coming towards you while you going down there in that big truck. So yeah, don't do that. And then have you go on a lot of roads where you see signs that say no trucks. And that's another thing. When you see those no truck signs, don't go that way if you can't help. I got a ticket like that in Illinois, not too far from Chicago. Well, it was out now. It was a good little way from Chicago. It was below. I can't remember, but I had to deliver somewhere, and I was in this little town, and trucks supposed to be turned right, and went around. Well, I didn't see the sign, so I kept going, and yeah, I got pulled out. I almost made it out too, but he caught me at the last minute, and yeah, I got a ticket. So yeah, you see those signs that say no trucks, man, don't go that way. Stay off those roads. And what else? Well, when you get to a place, if you miss your turn, you're supposed to be made a right or left turn right here, and you came up on it, too quick. to stop, you know, to make your turn, well, no, don't sweat it, you know. Just go down the road till you can find a safe place to make a U-turn, you know. If you see a big, you know, big open spot where they have a sign that say no truck turnaround, don't do it. Because sometimes, you know, they have cameras out there. They have cameras that, you know, and when you go in there and make that turnaround, you know, they'll go back the next day, they'll go back or something and look at that camera, you know, and get the, you know, the name on the side of your truck and truck number and all that, and call you in. I haven't heard nobody that happened to nobody, but I'm just saying, you know, that can happen. When you see signs that say no truck turnaround or no truck, don't enter there, you know. Just, I mean, I have, y'all, I have went anywhere between 10 and 15 miles past where I was supposed to be just to get turned around somewhere, because, you know, I didn't want to have to turn where I had to jack my truck, because that could be bad too, you know. When you jack that sucker, you know, that's why I've seen a lot of trucks that's missing fairings on the, you know, if you don't know what fairing is because you new to trucking, fairing is the rubber piece that sticks out on the back of your sleeper back here, you know, on the edge back here, like, you know, like above your gas tank, your fuel tank, I mean, that rubber piece that go up behind the sleeper, you know, that's called a fairing. Also, well, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's called a fairing. But I've seen some drivers that tore those off because they jacking it, you know. When they jack it, the truck be, you know, you can see you can almost reach out and out your window there and touch your trailer. Nah, that's too much. You jacking it, then you're gonna tear your fairing off, you know. So don't get caught up in no areas like that, man, you know, where you had to jack your trailer like that, you know. Find a big old, I don't care if you had to go to another town and a little fuel stop or something and turn around, do that, you know. Trust me, it's worth doing that than going somewhere and get stuck or tearing down, you know, doing some damage to something. You don't want to do that, you know. I mean, this is what I'm telling you, you know. I done been through that. I done been stuck, you know. I haven't told my fairing off, thank the good Lord for that, but shoot, I have done jacked the trailer, you know, to where that sucker was leaning so hard, man. It was leaning on my drive tires, you know. It was leaning on them, and I was like, oh, I was man, I was I was about to panic, man. I thought for sure it was gonna turn over. By the grace of God, you know, I was able to ease back under it, you know, and keep it from turning over. But it was pretty close, boy. It was leaning. But yeah, so if you miss a turn, you know, just go all the way down till you find a nice area, man, big old wide spot where you can turn around. Try not you know, maybe you can find like a place where it's an abandoned building, you know, where it might have been used to be, you know, it used to be a business there, but they closed down. But then sometime, you know, they still have signs in there saying no truck parking or no truck turnaround. But I mean, if it's abandoned, you know, ain't nobody in there, I'm gonna leave that up to you, you know, because I try not to go in nowhere where they say no truck turnaround. Now, if it say no truck parking, you know, and I can go in there and turn around, I will do that, you know. But if it say no truck turnaround, that means that, you know, it done been a lot of trucks that have been on that property, you know, and made U-turns. That's what made them put that sign up. So if they put the sign up to say no turnaround, I don't go in there. But if it just say no parking, I swing up in there, you know, and turn around, you know, get on back out. But yeah, and hey, and one more thing before I go, I'm gonna cut this video off. But one more thing, make sure y'all doing your pre-trip and your post-trip, you know. Now, I know when you went to school, you know, you were, you know, when you took the pre-trip test, you had to do it all. You had to check everything, you know, had to check everything. You're supposed to check up under the hood, you know, your tires, your brakes. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff you're supposed to check, you know, on that pre-trip test. Now, you know, when you get out, then, well, you ain't got to continue to do all that. I mean, it's good if you do, If you do continue to, if you do your pre-trip just like you were taught in school, or just like everything that was on the test, that's good. Keep doing that. One day though, you're gonna stop. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But anyway, the main thing to check for, man, like I said, that post trip, y'all, is just important. It's just as important as the pre-trip. Let me tell you why. I've been driving 20 years, but I'm embarrassed to say that I haven't been doing a post trip. I've been doing my pre-trip. I haven't been doing my post trip the whole 20 years. I started doing a post trip probably about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. But the reason why, because number one, I supposed to be in somewhere. I had an appointment somewhere. I was in Texas somewhere, and I had an appointment to make. And I woke up a little late, but I still can get there on time. If I took off right then, I still can make it on time. So I was doing my pre-trip, and I had my hammer, which that's another thing, man. Get y'all a hammer or something, or get you one of those little sticks in there, like a bat. Now, what I'm about to say now, some of the guys, if they watch this video, that been driving for a while, they might get offended by that, but I don't care, because I hate to see when somebody kicking a tire with their shoe. Don't do that. Get you, they only like $5 to $10 in the truck stop. They look like a little mini-sized bat. They call it a thumper or something. Get y'all one of them, man, and bump them tires. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot tell a tire is flat by kicking it with your shoe, especially if you got tennis shoes. You can't kick it hard enough. That rubber is hard. You put a tire on the ground, lay it flat on the ground, and you kick that rubber. Put a tire on the ground without no rim, right? Without no rim on it, just the tire by itself, and kick the top of the rubber. When it's laying flat on the ground, just kick the rubber, and it's gonna feel the same way as one that's got a rim on it, and just air it up. You cannot tell. When somebody say, yeah, I'm gonna stop, take me a leak, and kick the rubber, something like that. That phrase they use, that's not that's not what they, exactly. Well, they do that, but don't kick their tire with your feet, man, with your shoe. You can't kick it hard enough. You cannot tell a tire is low in air by kicking it with your shoe. You can buy you a hammer, or you can buy you one of those thumpers, one of those things that look like a mini-sized bat. $5 to $10, something like that. That's all it costs. Buy you one of them. Anything that's hard, man, a stick or anything that's hard enough to hit that tire good. To tell, when you hit it, it vibrates back off. It's aired up good. And then if it's low, if you got a tire that's low, you can tell like that when it's flat, when it's low in air. Because that's what happened to me when I was running. I woke up late, but I still could make it, and it's just gonna put me there right on time. I'm the type of person, I always, especially if I got an appointment, I always try to show up 30 minutes to an hour earlier than my appointment. If my appointment 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm there between 7 and 7:30. Well, simply because I'm a flatbedder, if I got a tarp on there, I like to use that hour that I get there. If I'm supposed to be there at 8, I like to get there at 7, so I can use that hour to untarp my load and be ready for when the 8 o'clock come. I'm ready to get my load off. See? So now you pulling a van, reefer, something like that. You can get there 15, 20 minutes early or whatever. That'd be just fine. All you gotta do is open the doors. But in a flatbed driver, I tell you, now you don't want to get there on your appointment time, because then it's gonna take you about another 30 minutes or so to prepare your truck to get unloaded. To take the tarp off. If you got chains, take those off. Take your straps off, roll them up. It's gonna take you about another 30 minutes to do that, especially if your load requires two tarps. So yeah. So I still could get there on my appointment time, right? But when I was doing my pre-trip, I bought one of my tires with my hammer, and it was flat. It was low, real low in the air, flat. So I couldn't go nowhere. Now, I seen the nail and heard a little air, which means that, you know, it seeped out over my 10-hour break, which, you know, if I did my post trip, I probably could have seen that nail. I could have heard the air then, you know, when I first stopped to take my 10-hour break during my post trip. I could have caught that, you know, and got it fixed so I could still leave on time. That's what broke me up. Oh yeah. Well, that's one of the things that broke me up. Another thing that broke me up was that I found out I got ready to go, one of my headlight would blow. So now I had to take, you know, that was gonna be another, you know, 5 to 10, 15 minutes or so to go inside the truck, stop by a headlight, replace that when I could be 15 to 20 miles down the road. So very important, man. Do your post trip. You know, when you park, at the end of the day, when you done your driving, you know, when you done and you back into a parking spot, do your post trip. You know, you're supposed to do it anyway. We're supposed to do it anyways. Like my company requires us to. We're supposed to do 15 minutes for pre-trip, 5 minutes for post-trip. And that's what I do, man. You know, I get out and I check everything out just like I do in the pre-trip, you know. That way, if it's something wrong, if I do have a light blow or something, you know, I can catch it. You know, when I go on my break, I can catch it and take care of that problem instead of having to take care of it when I'm doing my pre-trip. Because when after I do my pre-trip, you know, I'm gone, I'm taking off, right? So, yeah. Now this is like the second video I did right here about, you know, to new drivers. The first one I was doing on my old phone, and I had so much stuff on there that it stopped recording itself, you know. But I got a new phone now. I got a Galaxy 10, you know. I'm loving that, you know. I can talk as much as I want to on that. But yeah, so I need y'all help, man. You know, I'm new to YouTube. Well, not new to watching it, but new to doing videos, and I want to do a whole lot more of the videos, you know. I know I'm not a beautiful woman, you know, with a nice body and all, but come on, help me out, you know. Subscribe to my channel, and you know, give me a thumbs up. You know, if you don't like it, you thumb down. I don't care, you know. But I'd rather have a thumb up, you know. But I just want you to view it, man, and subscribe to my channel, you know, because I want to do more videos, but it's hard to do, you know, if you ain't got nobody watching. Like right now, as I'm doing this video, I got 12, y'all. That's embarrassing. 12 subscribers, right? Just 12. So come on, y'all, help me out, you know. Share it, you know, something like that. I'm a 20-year veteran in trucking, you know, and I have a lot of knowledge, you know. So I don't know everything, but I know some things. And if y'all got if you new and you got a question with anything about trucking, man, you know, just put it in the comment section, you know, ask me about it. I don't have a lot of subscribers and a lot of views right now, so I got plenty of time, you know. I can easily go back and answer your question, right? So if you still here and you've seen all the way to the end, I really truly appreciate it. I really do. And you just starting your trucking career, I wish you the best. Stay safe, and just use common sense, man. That's all you gotta do, is use common sense, you know. Just think before you react. Think, you know. Think about when you get ready to make this turn, you know, just make sure you know that you can make it, you know. Just think about it, you know. That's all I'm saying. Just use a little common sense. All right, y'all have a blessed one.